Hey everybody, I'm Griffin, and this is Theta, and this is a death battle. No, that's not our intro. Welcome to Stone-Faced Reactions, where we watch videos and then don't react to them whatsoever. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're spinning the wheel. We're gonna see what we get today. We've got a lot of fun and interesting stuff. What are we gonna watch? Inception versus Tennet. Ooh, now there's a fun one.
That was weird. The wheel started spinning and then your voice went like muffled completely.
The wheel just has that kind of power, honestly. It demands that sort of respect. So, uh who gets to pick this time? You'd remember.
Oh Jesus. Hold on just one second. Let's just check what the last SFR recording was.
Up. We'll find out here.
Was
'Cause
Punisher versus Red Hood.
Punisher versus Red Hood. I think I went for Red Hood on that one. Did he win?
Wow.
Hey, I don't have a memory. I don't remember where I am, man. So, whose pick is it?
Jesus. God, I don't remember who won that one. Hold on.
Hey, everybody.
We just zoomed to the end of that one. And
I think they did the Punisher, and because of experience.
hold on, right there, right the window. Yep, Punisher 54%.
Yep, there you go. And I think you won that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose the movie I have watched. Then I'm gonna choose Inception.
Okay, we're doing another one of these again. Okay.
Yeah, you've totally seen Tenet, right?
Sure.
Do you at least know what it's about? Can you tell us anything about
Oh no,
it?
you go first. You picked first, you go first.
Okay, Inception is a movie where they have to go deeper because they're trying to manipulate someone into selling off their monopoly, and they're doing it on their private jet. In doing so, they're trying to change his memories, make him feel different ways about his father, so he doesn't care so much about his company that he sells it off. And along the way, the main character involves all of his trauma in the mission, gets everyone involved, and puts their lives on the line in order to resolve the fact that he lost his wife in the dream or something, I think. And then at the end, it's uncertain whether or not him having his kids back is a dream or not. It is. It has been memed upon to Earth and back because it is a little bit silly, but at least as a film, it does have plenty of good dramatic moments. It gets them across, and even though it's a little bit silly how they can just kind of do a whole bunch of weird dream stuff, I think part of the visual interest of the story is just having like weird dreamscape stuff happen. It's like the mirrorverse moments in the Doctor Strange movies. Those are cool and interesting because it's like different perspectives, and you're trying to figure out how things are actually happening in that universe. So Theta, what about you?
Oh, well said. Well said. Tenet is a movie about bullets that go backwards in time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen Tenet. I think you went so hard into what Inception was about. There was no way I was gonna fake it till I make it about what Tenet's about. Tenet involves bullets that go backwards in time, which is all,
This
as much as I
this isn't
know.
the one where you like spin your gun and you change the trajectory of your bullets. That's a different one, isn't
No, I think that's
it?
Wanted.
Is it? It's got to be. But yeah, no, that's a different one. Okay.
No, as far as I can recall,
Meanwhile,
Tenet is a movie about bullets that go backwards in time.
Meanwhile, I see on my recommended videos here, Tenant is a perfect Nolan movie, and the title card is Tenant is misunderstood. So I think there might be some slight contention about the movie somewhere.
Well, yeah, no, everyone I know who has seen Tenet didn't like it. So,
That does not bode well for Tenant.
look, I
So
didn't pick Tenet. Tenet picked
I
me
know
by virtue of you picking Inception.
that is true. I picked the movie I knew, and it might be the good one.
I guess the
So
only argument I could make in this scenario is I've seen Inception as well. I have not seen Tenet. Tenet could be any movie I ever wanted it to be, as far as I know, because I've not seen it.
Right. So I think what we're gonna have to hope here is that Adam can actually sell us on Tenet then. Let's go ahead and watch.
I'm Adam, and this is Real Rivalries, the show where we pit two movies head to
Oh, yeah,
head
the
and
upside
let you
down
decide
fight.
the
That was
winner.
good.
Today we're going to determine which Christopher Nolan mindbender is superior, as Inception goes up against Tenet. The rounds dreamed up are characters, story, worlds, and Nolanisms. Let's start with Michael Caine and friends.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Inception's cast is chock full of the Nolan go-tos, with many of them heading on over to Dark Knight Rises in a couple years down the road. We have Bane, Robin, Alfred, Scarecrow, and Miranda in this picture. New to the Nolanverse is Leonardo DiCaprio as Cobb, a master dream extractionist who wants nothing more than to get back to the life he used to have. Elliot Page plays a college student turned dream architect, and Ken Watanabe gets to spend a lifetime in limbo, waiting for Cobb to wake him up. The main protagonist in Tenet is Protagonist. That's the only name we're given for actor John David Washington in the film. Joining him is the newest Batman, Robert Pattinson. Although I have to say, he'll always be Cedric Diggory in my eyes. I'm not a fan of Twilight. Speaking of Harry Potter though, Fleur Delacour is in this too. Unlike the main character, the villain here gets more of a name than just antagonist. Sator, played by Kenneth Branagh, isn't a great husband by any stretch of the imagination, and somehow an even worse human being. His wife Kat, played by Elizabeth Debicki, tries to get out of a horrible relationship, and at one point even attempts to kill him during rich person playtime. It's almost a requirement at this point to have Michael Caine
that murder attempt could have gone better.
And Tenet is no exception. A few more Potter actors might have
It's a
pushed me
reverse
closer to
sleeping with the
Tenet,
enemy.
but as it stands, Inception wins this round pretty easily. Strap in as I do a deep dive for both
Alright.
Tenet and Inception.
What's Tenet about?
Buckle up as I meticulously break down each film's plots in their entirety, going point by point in such a manner that you can confidently leave this video and share your findings with your friends and family. No, that's not even remotely true. I'm just going to gloss over both plots.
Don't you play with my emotions, Adam.
Because believe it or not, I don't have all the answers, kids. I do, however, love the living hell out of both these strange and intriguing stories. Let's start with Inception, which follows Cobb, as he and his team attempt to pull off the greatest heist ever
Yeah, the thing is that
conceived.
we've both seen
Nolan
Inception, so
effortlessly sets up this
this
concept
part of the
before he
discussion
takes
means
things to
nothing
the
to
next
us.
level.
Oh,
These are
okay.
levels being taken. It turns out
I mean, when
Cobb
it gets
has
to
quite
Tenet,
the rap
we'll
sheet,
both
which
find
means he
out what
can't ever
Tenet's
see his
about.
kids again. That is, until he is presented with one final score that will allow him to return to a normal life. He and his crew need to construct an elaborate, multi-tiered dream within a dream scenario where they implant an idea in a CEO's head. An idea that will make his investor very powerful. To make things more complicated, his dead wife Maul is haunting his dreams, thwarting his attempts at success. The picture ends with Cobb successfully accomplishing Inception, confronting his guilt over Maul, and reuniting with his children. Nolan keeps the ending intentionally vague, open for personal interpretation. It's somewhat irrelevant anyways, as Cobb genuinely seems at peace with things, even if it is all still a dream. Tenet is a film where stuff happens.
That's a
then
pretty good
it happens
summary.
Backwards for a while, then it happens forwards and backwards in tandem. I think that's enough of an explanation. Let's head on over to round 3.
Wait, what?
I'm joking. I'll attempt this. After a nice night at the opera,
Let's go
our
backwards.
protagonist is captured and tortured. Really tortured twice, as he just left the opera. I'll continue. After taking a suicide pill that doesn't quite fulfill the job, he finds himself waking out at sea, where he joins up with a secret agency, learns the access word Tenet, and gets really good at pull-ups. His mission is a simple one. Stop World War III from taking place by harnessing future technology that allows the user to reverse their entropy. It's just so simple. He tracks the metal from a reverse bullet to a billionaire in India, who then points him to a Russian arms dealer that threatens global extinction. The protagonist attempts to get close to him by gaining the trust of his estranged wife, Kat. To win her over, he steals a painting from a free port after fighting a mystery man who doesn't know how to fire a gun in the right direction. The MacGuffin of the picture is plutonium. That turns out to be a red herring. The real weapon he's after is so much worse. An algorithm from the future is the real prize Sator's after. This doomsday device is scattered in an attempt to stop the impending destruction of Earth. It's revealed by the end of this ambitious story that the protagonist was the one responsible for the Tennet program, and he's now just catching up to the events that have unfolded years earlier. Of course, I'm not really doing either movie justice by this quick recap, but I did find myself connecting more with Inception and its characters.
It is definitely hard to follow Tenet with that one, and definitely requires a watch to get the full story.
Well, it makes a better book,
because
sounds
Nolan
like.
intentionally keeps things so
Probably.
vague. This keeps the viewer wondering what is real and what is just another layer of the dream. The concept of getting lost in such a state adds one more element to the mystery. What is real even? Has Cobb been in a dream state since the movie started? How have they made so many Fast and the Furious movies? These are questions I continue to ask myself over and
We'll
over
never
again.
know.
The
All
supporting
we know
characters
is
are
that
all pretty
family is the most
one-dimensional
important
to begin
thing.
with, which further leans on the idea that maybe nothing is what it seems. The totems are designed to keep the user tethered to their real awakened state, which Nolan will also use as the final tease to close things out. Of course, a good kick, as they call it, will wake a person up too, along with the realization that buildings shouldn't fold over themselves, which keeps the architect in check so they don't go too crazy with the dream. This structure works so well because it takes a basic concept everyone's familiar with and it builds this unique thriller around it. This may come as a surprise to none of you, but Tennet said backwards is Tennet. Yeah.
Whoa.
It actually caught me off guard because I initially thought the movie was called Tenant, so... I mean, that's no one's fault but my own. I understand that. Once again, Nolan builds an experience around a universal concept. Time. In this inverted world, hot becomes cold, forward becomes backward, Cats becomes a cinematic masterpiece. Everything's flipped on its head. Even when not inverted, characters go out of their way to perform shenanigans, such as bungee jumping upwards or intentionally stealing a fake painting. Before we know it, cars are driving backwards, pincer moves are playing out, and the protagonist starts kicking his own ass. Inception has a Cobb salad's worth of spectacle, but in the end, Tenet
fun to
catches
watch.
up.
That does sound hilarious, actually.
It's a tie.
It's the
Great
Jim Carrey
directors
movie,
all
Liar
have a
Liar.
specific flair to their work that
Get
makes
my
them
own
unmistakable from their peers.
Now here's
Nolan
the meme
definitely falls
category.
into that category. There is a coldness to his films that help isolate the main characters and make the situation feel more dire. There are usually men in dapper suits doing inexplicable things, set to awesome, booming music composed by Hans Zimmer. Tenet has the music
Inception
skill,
boom
but it
was
loses a key ingredient.
was big for a
Hans
while,
Zimmer,
I
who
recall.
was at the time busy working on Dune. Instead, Ludwig Göransson provides the powerful score for which you may have missed altogether. As the music is very subdued here, very hard to hear, the actor's voices overpower it at times. It's hard to distinguish when music starts and when it stops. I'm being incredibly sarcastic. There's times when I don't have a single clue what people are saying. The score many times overpowers everything, which means the viewers have to either A, turn on subtitles, or B, rewatch the film. To be fair, a rewatch is almost mandatory to begin with. Practical effects when possible is another staple for the director. This usually means doing crazy stunt work and crashing actual vehicles, or in the case of Tenet, a 747 plane. Nolan claims this was the cheaper route to go, but I mean, come on. Come on, man. You just wanted to see if you could get away with it. They also rotated a 2-scale hotel hallway in Inception for the zero-gravity fight, although the waves of buildings were in fact done by computer. I guess it wasn't in the budget this time to peel a full city over itself, although I'm sure Christopher would try to get away with it if he could. I think the biggest
I think we're getting close to that point in Marvel movies where they could probably literally put the money down for that.
He loves to tell non-linear
they've already done it
stories, along with having
CG as
multiple
well.
scenes play out
Well,
at once.
with the CG,
These
but I mean for
concepts
real.
Can be seen throughout both Inception and Tenet. Also,
It's
just
gonna be a
one more
Mr.
simple
Beast video
observation
down
by
the line. It's
myself,
like,
but if
I
you see
folded
a
this
mystery
entire
person in
city
a
over
Nolan
itself
film,
for $1 million.
odds are that it's going to end up being the main character by the time things close out. Like, the odds being 100% of the time. This round's another tie. There's plenty of Nolanisms to go around.
They
I
are
don't think
both
there's any
definitely Christopher
question that
Nolan
Tenet
films.
was a massive undertaking. While a technical marvel, it failed to reach me on an emotional level like Inception did. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me which film you prefer. Leave a like if you had some fun, and I'll see you next time on another Reel Rivalries. And I want to point out that when looking up palindromes like Tenet, I found out that race car is also the same backwards as it is forwards. How I didn't know that for the entirety of my existence so far is a bigger mind than either of these two films.
Did you know that if you watch
Something
this
to leave
video
with.
backwards, you'll get the same
Maybe
result
on
of
some
having
notes
watched
next
one
time.
of our
I'll probably
videos?
talk about it. Thanks for watching the rivalry. If you enjoyed the video,
Well,
make sure
that was
to
pretty
hit that
fun.
like button and comment
Inception
with your episode winner.
Inception is
If you're
just a
fan of
good movie,
debates,
honestly.
Feel
I mean,
free
now
to
I know what
subscribe to
Tenet's
Screen
about.
Rant for real rivalries.
That is
and
true.
much,
We
much
now-
more.
I wouldn't say we understand, but we do know what Tenet is
Yeah.
about.
So you won that one, which I figured was going to happen anyway, based on the description of what I said Tenet was before we started.
I do kind of want to see Tenet at some point now, though, just because I'm always fascinated by like time movies. I do almost feel like watching Primer again. Almost. For the 5 of you in the audience who know what Primer is. All right. So that has been Stoneface Reactions, and we've spun the wheel, and we'll see you next time. I'm Griffin, that's Theta. See you, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?